Hi there, we're going to do a healthy chicken pot pie. So what I've done is I've already cut up the chicken and I've already kind of got it browned. Turn my heat. And now we're going to stir in the vegetables and the onion. And let those cook for a little bit. Well, I'm also going to go ahead and put in the thyme. And I'm going to turn it down and just kind of let it simmer a little bit and let those soften up. And then when the carrots get closer, I'll put in the celery. I don't want the celery done too soon because I don't like mushy stuff. The peas will go in right at the very last because they cook really fast. This won't take long, maybe 5 minutes on like a medium to low heat, and we'll just let the carrots and the onions soften up a little bit. And then we'll move on to the rest of it. Okay, so these have cooked for a little bit and they're getting tender, so I'm going to go ahead and add a 1/4 cup of, this is brown rice flour. This is what's going to help thicken everything up. And then I'm going to slowly add in the 1½ cups of broth. This is just a vegetable broth, but you could use chicken for this recipe also. And then we'll also add in the milk and the rest of putting the mushrooms and the celery. And we'll let it cook for maybe 5 minutes, 5 or 6 minutes more. One cup of milk. This is 1% that we use, but you can also use almond. Works really well for baking. So almond may do better than soy if you're not wanting to do any kind of dairy. We'll just let that cook and thicken up a bit, and then we'll be ready to pretty much assemble it and toss it in the oven. Okay, so you can see this is really nice and bubbly and thick, so I'm going to go ahead and toss in the peas, and we're ready to assemble it and stick it in the oven. And this smells so good. I think it's the rosemary that's really starting to come out now. The recipe calls for like a 1/2 cup of peas. I threw in more because my daughter really loves peas. So let's see if I can do this without making a huge mess here. And hopefully I got a big enough dish. What do you know? Okay. Got that really good sauce out. I've already mixed together my cheese and the paprika and the rest of the thyme. And I'm going to toss in, this is just wild rice, organic wild rice that I cooked ahead of time because that usually takes maybe 25-30 minutes to cook up. So that I already had cooked up ahead of time. So I'm just going to mix that in. And even though this has cheese and dairy in it, this still comes in around 350 calories, so it's not a bad meal at all. And like I said, you can substitute the skim milk right out of that if that's something that you want to omit. And you can take out the cheese too and just make it, heck, you could just do a turkey stew if you wanted. Let's make sure everything's kind of even here. My oven's already going at 400, and we're just going to put it in until it's bubbly and everything on top is melted and it's made a nice crust. Plan that just right. Pot's just big enough. It'll probably bubble over in the oven anyway. But that's okay. Okay, so we're just going to stick this in the oven. And keep an eye on it until it's bubbling and the rice and the cheese is melted and made kind of a nice crust. And then we'll check it out, see what it looks like. All done. If I can get it out without making a big old mess. Chicken pot pie.